A local vet talks about knee injuries for dogs and how to keep pets healthy in mud season quarantine. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, Summit High Prom looks just a little different this year.
It's definitely been a whirlwind trying to communicate with everyone and figure out our plan B.
That was Melissa Spaley, junior class sponsor for the prom committee, explaining how prom in the year of COVID-19 went from in-person dining, dancing, and crowning to a virtual bash. For junior Olivia Brewer on the prom committee, it was not easy to let go.
We put a lot of work into planning a prom like that, so I guess it was just really disappointing to put so much work into something and not see it through.
But it had to be done. And for the first time ever, junior Caroline Blackwell says all of Summit will be invited.
We wanted to include the whole community too and make it a bit more fun for everyone, because we know what's going on right now isn't an ideal situation, but we wanted to make the most of it.
You can attend 2020 Virtual Prom with a live DJ set by searching DJ Queen C on YouTube. That's DJ Queen C, letter C, from 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. Royalty is announced privately to juniors and seniors. Jeremiah Vaille is looking forward to any kind of prom as the reality of his senior year sets in.
It's a little crazy knowing that I already had my last day of school.
Vaille and fellow senior Max Bonenberger led the boys' cross-country team to its first state appearance in a decade last fall. And this coming fall, the two joined the elite Colorado School of Mines team.
This team specifically works well together. They had a great season last year as the D2 national champions.
Vaille is also one of several dozen seniors getting a slice of $550,000 in scholarship money from 62 local organizations, including the Summit Foundation and Elks Lodge. Former Summit Rugby star Cassidy Bargell is in the running for the M.A. Sorensen Award, described by Tigers head coach Carl Barth as the Heisman of women's collegiate rugby. Bargell talking with the Goff Report.
Was that a surprise to you that you were under consideration?
Yes, definitely, especially because looking at that list and having played with so many incredible players, it's just such an honor to be even considered next to any of them.
She's also modest. Bargell was an All-American at Summit and again at Harvard, where the sophomore scrum half led the 15s team to a national title this season.
The more rugby knowledge we get will help build our program to being one of the more strategic ones, which is something we pride ourselves on.
The winner is announced in coming weeks. Things are about to get sloppy in Summit, with temps in the 50s this weekend and into low 60s next week. Dogs and other pets are susceptible to the same injuries as humans, from sore joints and ankles to torn ligaments. Local vet Margot Daly.
If they're post-holing and kind of falling through the snow and those conditions, we can see tendon and ligament injuries in the knee, the cruciate ligament, so the canine ACL.
So what pets are most vulnerable?
Trying to minimize weekend warrior syndrome. So I do see a lot of pets who sit around all week and then they go on a long cross-country ski or they go skinning with their owners on the weekends, and their bodies aren't prepared for that.
Daly recommends watching your dog's weight, and if they do get injured, cut activity by 50%, use ice, and call a vet if they do not improve in 48 hours. Joint supplements like Casequin are good for older dogs. Summit County and town officials are scrambling to revise safer at-home rules, preparing for phased reopening beginning next Monday. County Manager Scott Vargo.
Much to our disappointment, the governor's safer at-home order is not expected to be released for us to actually review until Sunday.
Most likely allowed Monday are private in-person real estate showings, Summit stage buses on the Snake River and Blue River lines, elective surgeries, including orthopedic work, and church, limited to 10 people. Services, like hair salons, will probably wait until next Friday. Public Health Director Amy Wineland.
We're going to put it in our social distancing protocol as well, that anybody entering in a public establishment, so that includes retail businesses, et cetera, should be wearing face covering.
Summit Public Health approves the local safer at-home order as soon as it is ready, possibly as soon as this afternoon, with changes likely Monday. Anxiety and depression are on the rise as hundreds of millions nationwide wait for the next phase of virus recovery, and local therapist Christine Curtis warns of a particularly insidious type of consumption.
We certainly caution against too much sort of intake from the news media or other outlets, or, being on the computer for hours on end.
She does recommend following the news to stay in the know before turning inward with meditation, family time, and exercise. Summit Community Care Clinic has therapy for kids, teens, and adults, and Building Hope offers free counseling. Learn more by calling each one directly. Newly re-elected Breckenridge Mayor Eric Mamula is sworn in next Tuesday, and he has been slammed preparing for the coming weeks, months, and likely years.
You know, it is my fear that this is not the last time you will have something like this. And whether it is, in 100 years or whether it is in 5 years, I think we need to all mentally plan as the planet gets more crowded, as the planet gets more, sort of mishandled, that these kind of things become a little more normal. And we got to figure out going forward how we're going to deal with these things.
Mamula has concerns in his second term, but the people of Breckenridge remain his top priority.
We got a great ski area and we got great mountains and we got great trails, but it's really the people that live here that make up our town. That's what really makes us special.
New council members for all 4 local towns are sworn in next week. In sports, today is round 2 of the NFL draft, and the Broncos need linemen to protect Drew Lock as he throws to Denver's first-round pick, Alabama wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, who claimed back-to-back 1,000-yard campaigns in the SEC. Round 2 begins at 6 p.m. And in local sports, brought to you by Wilderness Sports in Dillon, Summit Sheriff is back patrolling 47 trailheads countywide this weekend, ticketing anyone parked illegally on county roads or private property. CDOT is barricaded parking at Loveland Pass for the second weekend, and uphill travel at local resorts remains closed through May 31st by local public health order. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.